Welcome to the Time In Podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Time In Podcast. Today I am not only joined by my co-host Ewan. How we doing?
Not too bad, mate. What about yourself?
I'm all good, mate. We're going to have a giggle shortly after what I'm about to say, I'm sure.
Yep.
And for the second time, you might have not heard them before, we are joined by Ali, Ali Russell from Ali Russell PT. Ali, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, yeah, good. Glad to be here.
My first question would be, how was your first experience doing a recording session with the Time In Podcast?
Short and eventful. Glad your PC survived though.
Yeah.
During it all, Ali said, "Is this how it normally goes?" And I was like, "I promise you, no." For a while, it was up and down. Then we got good at it, and then we fucked it again.
Yeah, I mean, 3 PCs in a couple of months doesn't sound too good.
Nah, it does not. You want to explain it, Craig?
Yeah, to give context, so I'm currently sitting here, for anyone watching on YouTube, with a child's carton of orange juice with a plastic straw, because when we tried to record earlier in the week, I punched a litre of water all over my PC, and then had to dry it out for 24 hours, and USBs were flickering, lights weren't working, all this sort of stuff, but it's made a dramatic recovery and we're all operational, touch wood. So we're up and running today. But yeah, so Ali's a good old friend of mine. We grew up together, always been keen into fitness, and is now delved into Ali Russell PT. Ali, do you want to tell us a bit about it, what you got, how you got into it, just to dilute a little bit?
So the start of last year, end of 2019, just decided that working in an office wasn't for me anymore. I wasn't enjoying my job. Always enjoyed teaching people, always enjoyed fitness, enjoyed going to the gym, so decided to work towards getting a PT qualification. And then as I was supposed to do my assessments to qualify, coronavirus basically hit, so that put a hold on everything. Then it opened up for a few weeks. The gyms opened up for a few weeks. So yeah, just got qualified, and then it's just been constant lockdown since then. So never really got going since qualified yet. But yeah, it was because I was unhappy in my other job, which I'm still at currently. But yeah, so it's a long process.
It's quite brave of you to sort of leave a job and admit that you're not keen on it, and not just moan about it and say, my job's shit, but go take action and sort of plunge yourself into a different career, one that you have to work on and get a lot of qualifications in.
Yeah, and I'm under no illusion that it's going to be slow to start with. Obviously, you need to start making a name for yourself, spread word of mouth spread and stuff. But it means I'm my own boss. And yeah, it has taken a lot of work and stuff, but it's something that I want to do. So yeah,
it takes balls. It takes balls, man, and I can't appreciate it enough. Like, to give you an idea, this isn't about me, but I'm in a similar situation where I done a job that was quite not desk orientated, but it was very logistical and thought led, and I'm now making the move back to more of a physical role, and it's so refreshing to kind of have a job where you're not only using your mind, but you are using your body to an extent as well. So no, it's awesome. So my question would be, why PT? Why? What is it that you're trying to portray? What is it that you want to deliver for someone who works with yourself?
I mean, I'm sure they're not going to hear this anyway, but my family I've never really been the most healthy in many different regards. So seeing the effects it's had on them and is having on them, as well as just other people in general. Like, I enjoy teaching people, enjoy learning as well, and enjoy the physical aspect of it too. I mean, before I worked in an office, I had a physical sort of demanding job as well. I worked in a nightclub, worked in supermarket. It was all like really fast on your feet work, and as shit as the work might have been, it's probably some of the most enjoyable work I've done as well. So yeah, that's why I've wanted to go back to it, and then just the whole aspect of teaching people how to basically lead a healthy life. It's not just teaching them exercise; it's teaching them how to basically lead a healthy, nutritious lifestyle as well, and mindset and habits and behaviors and lots of other things as well. So yeah, it's just positivity really.
So I was just going to touch on, what do you think are the simple factors, like a good starting process? If you bring someone on you, what do you think is the first things they should be working on or indicating to themselves that they need to change?
Their mindset. I mean, most people that want to change their body composition, whether they want to lose weight, build muscle, get a better relationship with food, whatever it is, they really need to change how they're talking to themselves and about things above their shoulders before they can make any changes below their shoulders.
Yeah.
So, yeah, mindset definitely.
I had a bit of a strange experience. Well, first of all, my first question is, and I think everybody watching is thinking this, would you say Craig's a lost cause, or do you think this is something you could work with?
So that took what, just under 6 minutes. That's brilliant.
I've actually got a note saying, make joke about Craig. And I was trying to get in the first 10 minutes, but no, Craig did make a joke that at some point we would take the piss out of him. So I've filled my quota, Ali. You've got about 15 minutes to get your no, what I was going to say was I've been quite active my whole life. I've been in a decent high level of sport since I was about 14, and it never crossed I just thought personal trainer, I didn't need it. But when one of my friends got into PT and I was speaking to him about a persistent injury I had, and when I spoke to him about it, he says, I'll sort you out. And then I thought, right, why not? I'll sign on for a year, 2 years. So 2 years of going to a PT, and I've not had nearly as many injuries, and my training was just focused on injury prevention, a wee bit on some sort of toning and building up certain areas, but I couldn't believe the difference. So if anybody's got any sort of qualms about PT, it's not for unfit people, it's not for fit people, it's not for incredibly fit people, it's literally for everybody. And like Ali said, a lot of it can be about mindset. So if you're wanting to change the way you're looking at your job, even getting some exercise out with that, changing your mindset can definitely help.
See, I want to pull a quote directly from the man himself, and it's plan the work the plan. That is a cool fucking quote. Like, do you know the problem is, I read that and went, I am a lazy fat bastard. But
and Craig's got one in before you.
I make it easier. If I make fun of myself, it's fine. But no, that is a powerful quote.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche, but yeah, it is powerful. But yeah, it's an old one. Yeah, what's the other one? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, something like that.
Was it not piss?
That used to print that on the wall.
Yeah, I'm sure we had one as well.
There's a Scottish variant, and it's piss poor planning leads to piss poor performance. That's one I can remember.
Exactly. Same thing, essentially. But yeah, I mean, that's most people's problem, is that they don't have a plan, or they don't have any sort of support network or accountability. They're just going into gyms when they were open, and they'll maybe spend 20 minutes on a flat treadmill walking, when they could just walk outside and save the money on a gym membership if that's all they're going to do. I mean, they're not really making it any harder than walking outside. They're actually probably making it easier than walking outside by walking on a flat treadmill, to be honest, because there's no wind resistance, etc. inside. That's another story. yeah, I mean, they don't really have a plan. A lot of people go into the gym as well, and they're just moving weight from like A to B. They're not really thinking about the whole process between A and B, which is where the focus should be. Like making sure you're not just going through reps fast. It's got to be controlled and focused and stuff. So yeah, that's what a personal trainer and a coach really can do. And then as well, if they want to just moan and vent and have a soundboard after their work or about their partner or whatever, then yeah, that's what we're here for as well.
I think it makes a huge difference having someone. I'm not saying you're like this at all, but someone screaming in front of you saying you can do this, do this, do this, do this, or make adjustments. It's so easy. Like I used to go to the gym quite a lot myself, and you would just find yourself going, oh, "Fuck it, that'll do." But it's kind of like that mentality of if you go with someone, they're always going to push you, and then a PT is just a whole other level of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can go to like boot camp and stuff if you're wanting somebody to scream at you and tell you that you're like a piece of shit if you don't do one more.
Just join the podcast. I get that every week, mate. It's fine.
I mean, I'll do that if you want, but like most people probably won't react to that. But the hardest thing for most people is just turning up. This whole couch to 5K thing is a lot of crap. The hardest part is couch to the front door. Like, just get outside and then go for a walk, and then that's the start. So yeah, I wouldn't scream at people and shout at them, but
motivate's a better word.
Right. It's a good PT a good PT would be able to adjust. So there's people who maybe thrive off getting shouted at. There's people who maybe thrive off just support. You know, you don't know stuff.
Yeah, I mean, once you start to get to know a client and stuff better, then yeah, that's obviously rapport and whatnot that you build.
Shouting at
them. But yeah, it's accountability is the main thing. Just making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and checking in with them to make sure they're eating how they're supposed to be eating or whatever.
You think the biggest challenge is nutrition? If we were to simplify a little bit, or is it just down to the person themselves?
For what?
So
for what?
Like just managing it. So obviously you'll put a plan in place of a workout regime, etc. And then obviously I imagine most people will ask for some sort of nutrition advice. You not find that it's harder to keep the regime on nutrition because there's so many different bits of advice, techniques. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really focus too much on nutrition. I wouldn't tell someone, right, eat this for breakfast, eat this for lunch, eat this for dinner, eat this for breakfast, eat this for lunch, eat this for dinner. Because everyone's different. So like, it's just so much hassle to try and think up like, right, what do you like, what do you not like, and then come up with different plans for each individual person. But yeah, I mean, the focus on nutrition's probably harder. I mean, for weight loss anyway, like controlling your calories for losing weight's the absolute fundamental thing. Like, doesn't matter what you eat. You can eat chocolate bars all day. As long as your calories are under control, you'll lose weight. You'll feel like shit, but you'll still lose weight. So nutrition, yeah, I mean, focus should be on like lean meats, or if you're vegetarian, then vegetables, so some sort that are high in protein, etc. But high protein sources of meat, which will help obviously build muscle and keep you feeling full, etc. Fruit and veg, obviously, and yeah, just keeping the bad food or drink and stuff down to a sort of minimum.
I find that interesting because you're not the first PT that I've heard say that when it comes to nutrition, I think that's a misconception. People think that if you go to a PT, they're going to tell you what to eat every meal, and it's still got to be like spinach and because I hate spinach and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. It's genuinely not like that. And in fact, one of the PTs that I spoke to, he said a good exercise is, see if you write down everything you eat and drink in a week, and you look at it yourself, and you'll be surprised. Say there's cola, 3 cans of cola a day. switch to Diet Cola or switch it, one of them to a water. Make wee changes, make tiny incremental changes. Because see if you change your diet on a one, nobody will stick to it. See if you make wee tweaks, that's doable. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, definitely. Hit the nail on the head, basically. Tiny changes, get used to them, and then keep doing the gradual ones. And the liquid calories that you just mentioned, drinking like cans of Coke, that is where most people could cut out so many of their calories from a day very easily. If somebody has like a 500ml bottle of Coca-Cola or Iron Brew or whatever with their lunch, and then I don't know, a glass with their dinner as well, and then I don't know, maybe something after that as well, every day during the week, and then they cut it to like Coke Zero or Diet or whatever, it's basically going to cut out like a day's worth of their calories from the week by the end of the week. It's mental. And like coffees and stuff in Costa, like cappuccinos, lattes, etc., they are super high in calories too. There was one that I looked up at that was from Starbucks. It uses oat milk, and when it's got the cream and everything on it, it's like a day's worth of calories for a man.
Just in one drink. It's like one of the things that Ewan and I talk about a lot is I don't know if you know them. There's a group called the Sidemen. They're one of the biggest sort of content creators groups in the UK. And on the weekend they done a 10,000 calorie challenge, and they managed to consume, was it 2,500 calories from one drink, Ewan?
And one pint.
And one pint.
Mass gainer and was it peanut butter or stuff like this they'd poured into it. It looked fucking rank, but a lot of calories.
Yeah. That could be easily done with a mass gainer. You get like 900 calories or something in a mass gainer alone, and then with your milk, peanut butter, and
see, because
fucking rotten.
I think that's absolutely bang on what you said. I think people have this misconception of it's a liquid that doesn't have calorie content. It's not unhealthy as much as a chocolate bar, but when you actually compare it, a lot of the time it's worse. But one of the things I was going to ask, and it's for personal reference as well, because I've just started taking diet protein in the morning as a breakfast alternative because it's a meal replacement. What's your sort of thoughts on like protein supplements, and is there any sort of suggestions what you would kind of say, kind of look at this option? Or again, I know it's very subjective depending on the person. So for example, if you're a fat bastard like me, you want diet whey, but if you want to put on mass, obviously you want to go for something else.
But I mean, what sort of calories is your diet whey for a start?
I can't remember.
you should probably look at that. Like, I mean, the thing you need to work out is how many calories you're supposed to be eating a day.
Yeah.
That's step one for anyone that wants to lose weight. Basically, you need to work out how many calories you're supposed to be eating for a day, which you can do. There's a calculator on my Insta profile or website. Go ahead.
Well, here we go, Ali. This is the power of anyone watching on YouTube. If you point above, I will plug your Insta. So if you just point to the sky, it will magically appear. There you go. There it is. But that anyway, continue, my man.
He's 100% going to make a cunt of this. It's going to appear above me somewhere.
I'll just be like, oh, fuck off, you.
Yeah, so step one is working out how many calories you need per day, and like there's hundreds of calculators on the internet that you can use, and if you use one and then use another, you might get a couple hundred calories out from each other's results, but they're just basically a start, like a base point to start from. So let's say you work out that you need to eat 2,000 calories a day to lose weight. Don't just look at that on a daily thing. Like, work that out over the week. So that's like 14,000 calories over the week. So maybe before lockdown when we can do stuff and see people, maybe you know that you're going to see pals at the weekend and there's going to be food, maybe we're going to have a couple of drinks. Budget that in earlier in the week. So you might have 1,500 calories one day, and then 1,500 calories the next day, and then 3,000 calories the day after that, and then back down to 2,000 calories. So you work out like that for flexibility. do that for a couple of weeks, and if your weight hasn't shifted or it's going up or it's not going down as fast as you want, then you reduce the calories because the calculator was just a base point to work out for you. And then, yeah, after that, focus on protein, because protein and fiber, really, because that's what's going to keep you feeling full for longer. And if you're working out, lifting weights, whatever, that's going to keep any muscle mass that you've got or build new muscle, depending on how hard you're training, etc. But for weight loss, calories is king. That's doesn't matter how you make up those calories. You could literally chew on butter, just butter. As long as your calories are in check, you'll
So that's
work it.
getting clipped as PT advice. Just chew on butter.
Just
butter.
chew,
That's the butter. We're gonna
just
take
chew
it.
and butter. Ali Russell PT.
A strange thing about the calories is like, I thought it would be a case of, oh, you're constantly got to be looking up how many calories are in XYZ. You really only do it for a week or two, and then you know the values, you've got them written down, and it's a piece of piss after that.
Yeah. Just once you've worked out what you need, track what you're actually eating, and then it's honestly eye-opening when you track your food do it for a week, and then see what it's like, and then you'll probably want to do it for another week because you're shocked at the results, and you're like, nah, that's not me, because most people are eating more than they should be, and that's why we're all becoming fat.
And that's also why Ewan calls me the Calorie King. One day I'll have a crown, but we'll see.
I know, we'll get you on. We'll get you a Burger King crown, that'll do.
One man.
Oh, you got one in. It was only about 20 minutes in. We'll play that. We've time for another round. We'll go round again. It's my turn next.
Oh.
So one of the things you mentioned there was budgeting in ahead of time. Like you mentioned a night out. This is something I thought was interesting. So recently, Craig, when he was getting in shape, he said, I'm going to have less beer, because the rule was we would usually have 2 beers with every podcast. That's probably not a good idea because we record on Mondays now. And once you have a few, you want more. So obviously beer is quite calorific. Cider is extremely calorific. And then there's this sort of misconception of if you go to spirits, it's not as bad. But you end up putting them in a fizzy drink most of the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that matters. Any advice for alcohol?
See, can I just loop in? Sorry, Ali, because I love this fact, right? So for a period of time, I worked for a company I'm not going to name, but they own Guinness. You can find out who it is. And there's this great statistic, which I absolutely love. So a pint of Guinness, right, compared to a glass of orange juice, there is less calories in a pint of Guinness than there is in a glass of orange. For example, this carton of juice I've just drank, there would be less calories if I had a pint of Guinness, which is mad. Anyway, I love that fact, and I wanted to jump in and...
That'll be from concentrate orange juice, though, surely.
Yeah,
It's just pure diluting juice.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, I wanted to jump in because I love that stat. It's one of my favourites.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like my Guinness. Went to Dublin last year, and Guinness from the motherland is
It's different, isn't it?
yeah,
I've never been, but I always fancy going.
Yeah,
ridiculously expensive.
Experience. I've heard a girlfriend went and she drank Guinness. She never drinks beer up here. She went, it was quite nice.
Aye, but what's sorry, I kind of ruined that there. What's your kind of thought process when it comes to alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, switching to spirits. Yeah, if you're having them with a mixer, then again, it's the same. If you're having fizzy drinks during the day, then it's the same switch. Just switch it to a diet, or switch it to a zero, or soda with a wee dash of cordial or whatever in it. Yeah, and then
Switch
beer,
to diet.
yeah, beer, and that's beer's the bad one. Really, wine's pretty calorific as well. I think
You shut your mouth.
could be wrong with that one.
Diet.
But yeah, if you're having spirits, you could always, it depends what you're having really, but you can have them straight as well.
I was waiting for it. So first of all, we've had just eat butter, and now it's just drink it straight. Ali, you can stay. You can stay.
I like a straight whiskey, but
Now we're talking.
yeah, I've not drank at all in 2020 though. I stopped. That was my New Year's resolution. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've not had. I had an alcohol-free beer, but that doesn't count, does it?
Nah, I'll let you off of that.
No.
Let you off of that.
I was. This is where I have to hold my hands up and admit to something. After pouring the glass of water over my PC, I drowned my sorrows in wine, red wine, afterwards, Ali. So I do apologise. I did let you down there.
That's fine. You've only let yourself down, mate.
I have.
Oh, that one was hard.
This is a sore podcast. I'm going to go home. I was about to say I'm going to.
Cat is the deepest.
I know. I was about to say I'm going to go home and cry. I am fucking home. I drink too much alcohol.
Yeah, no, alcohol. I mean, really, now my standpoint would be just don't. But that's just because I'm not drinking. Obviously, a lot of people do like to drink, so it's if you know you're having drinks, then plan ahead. That's the biggest thing that you can do if you absolutely love your beer, or it needs to be full fat Iron Brew or full fat Coke, then budget ahead, or be prepared to budget for the days after it, or switch.
I like that. It's not a case of cutting stuff out that you love. It's a case of adjusting to account for it, and then making sure you're balancing.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of analogies. Like, it's like a bank balance. You don't spend more than what you've got in your bank. So
doesn't sound like my bank. Constantly looking like a negative number.
But there's only so far you can go. But I mean, there's loads of analogies like that. It's the same with your calories. You've got 2,000 calories a day to spend. Spend them how you want, but that's what it is. Obviously, not everyone's 2,000 calories, so you need to work out your own one.
I like that.
I was trying to. I'm sorry, Ewan. I was trying to find the analogy you put on about alcohol, but I can't remember it. It was something you put on Instagram, but I can't find it for the life of me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I'm sure it'll come back to me.
One of the things I was going to mention was try to get in a lot of home workouts at the minute, as everybody is, because you can't get out to the gym. And like everybody, I was burnt out on running in about 2 months, and I just got fed up with running. Have you got any tips for home workouts, maybe like bodyweight stuff? Because I've been using my stairs a lot, a couple of big resistance bands, and I got this cool, it's like a board that you get for push-ups, and it's got handles that you clip in, but you can put them at different angles so it works different muscles. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Kills your hands, but just like, I mean, I think it was £10 off Amazon, something like that. Bands you can get for like a £5. They're handy wee additions to a home gym.
Yeah, it's the push-ups thing, sort of like that. But
aye, basically.
Yeah.
It's color coded so it can tell me like this way shoulders, that way is back. There's some fun. There's some of them that just feel really uncomfortable, but you can tell they're working in a different area.
Home workouts are shit. Maybe they are shit.
Okay then.
No, I mean, resistance bands are probably your most affordable option for most people. You can't really go out and get dumbbells or weight benches or whatever. You can do most things with a resistance band. It's just not as good as gym equipment. Not as fun doing it in your living room or wherever either. I don't really have much motivation to do home workouts. They're shite. I've got a couple of dumbbells as well, but even still, it's just...
It's that way. It's like,
when you
doing it at home, you go to work, you're sort of conditioned to focus and concentrate, and when you get home, it's kind of hard to work from home. A bit different.
Yeah.
Same idea. When you go to the gym, you're focused. You're conditioned to know that you're going to work hard there, whereas when you're at home, you're typically relaxing.
Yeah, and I mean that's the big thing when the gym's been closed. There's a lot of people like the gym for me was just like a big part of like keeping my day structured. Like always had like something grounded. It was a bit of constant structure to my week and whatnot. Kept my diet and stuff in check as well. So easy to slip off of eating healthy when you're not training alongside it. But yeah, no, I mean for like home workouts, you can do most stuff with resistance bands, and you can get a set of resistance bands, all different colours for probably 20-30 quid. and yeah, doing like single leg stuff's probably for like lower body, like doing squats and that body weight squats and whatnot is shite. So you can do like single leg stuff to make it harder, do it with resistance bands. And yeah, it's just really doing what you can at home with the equipment that we've got. Doing like bicep curls with tins of beans and stuff is just a lot of shite though, so don't waste your time with that.
Nah, I found like, see, when I was, like I said, I got a PT to kind of do some stuff for injury prevention, and the sport I played a lot of was basketball, and it was one ankle injury and fuck knows how many knee injuries, but so it was like split squats on the steps, and then putting a weights vest on, doing the same thing, doing some lateral jumps and stuff, dynamic lunges, and then the other one was calf raises. So your toes are on the edge of the step and your heels are hanging off the step.
Mm-hmm.
Try to do 2 sets of 100 of those with a weights vest on. I thought, oh, this feels really tight. I got out of bed the next day and I swear to God I nearly dropped because I haven't done much exercise like that since like the close. So I left it a few months. I'd done that. I was nearly crippled the next day. Oh, it was brutal, but stuff like that. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there now, plenty of resources to find bodyweight exercises.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of like parks and stuff that have got weird sort of gym equipment things in them. Yeah, I mean, it's just really doing what you can. I mean, staying active in whatever way possible, whether that's doing press ups and sit ups and stuff in your living room, or whether it's going for runs, or just walking more, whatever. Just staying active during everything that's going on at the minute is probably the best advice to take for anything.
That's got to be another bit we're going to clip. So if you're looking for somewhere to go and grunt and get sweaty, Kids Parks. There you go.
Oh my lord! Oh, I don't know if that one can stay in. That makes Prince Andrew tame. Do you know what I mean?
Oh god!
Fuck me,
He'd go for a workout, running round.
Oh my fucking god! Welcome to the Time In podcast, Ali.
So we'll move on. Who knows? Might clap that. Might leave it in. I think we're going to make an Ali advice guide at the end and clip all these fantastic pieces of advice completely out of context for you.
Do you know if you melt butter,
drink it straight and sweat in a kid's park?
if you melt the butter, it's easier to consume.
As a drink. Oh wow!
I've had to. What? Anyway, moving away from that, let's talk in an ideal world. What do you want to get out with COVID? So pretend COVID's not a thing, back to normal. What's the initial plans? What is it you're looking to do?
What, when things ease up?
Yeah, once you can actually be a PT. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're supposed to be February, but I don't really see that happening.
No chance.
Yeah, I don't know. Just being able to be my own boss, really. So I'm gonna be doing my current job and the PT stuff alongside each other in the initial stages. Really need to build up a bit of a name for myself, etc. in my local area. I can obviously put out stuff on social media to try and build up a name there. I mean, the thing for me as well is last year that I dislocated my shoulder 7 times and had to get surgery at November. So I've not really been able to train much the last year either, or record any sort of like, this is how you do.
See that picture you shared when your shoulder is like yellow. It's absolutely mental. I think it was absolutely insane. It was just like everywhere and just all these different colours, and I was like, damn, son.
Jeez, this location could be a horrific injury to have.
I've done it to one of mine.
Joint like a shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I had when did that happen? It first happened in February last year, and then it I thought at the time I'd dislocated it and it went back in like straight away. Felt horrible and stuff. Went home from the gym at the time. Went to hospital to get it checked, and they're like, "No, everything's absolutely fine. Just just take it easy if it's sore. So took it easy from the gym for a couple of weeks, went back, started just training as normal, like 2 weeks after it, and then it came out bad, had to go to hospital to get it put back in, and then basically just every month after that it came out, like once a month. Just
That'll be an agonising one to have
couple
as a
of times, a couple of times getting out of bed, just popped out. I'd done the West Highland Way for the third time last year, and jumped off a ledge, honestly about knee height. Just jumped off a ledge and landed on like my left leg, and just a jolt up through my body. My shoulder just popped out.
So you could potentially have been in the middle of nowhere when that happened as well.
Yeah, I mean, when it happened, actually, me and my mate Matt, we'd went up like off the trail and stuff, up the side of a mountain. We were coming down the other side, like just went totally off piste. So yeah, if it came out and I couldn't continue, then it would have been like a mountain rescue thing off the side of a mountain with a helicopter and shit. It would have been ridiculous.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, luckily, like it came out, and then just like I was hunched over when it came out, and then as I stood up straight, it just, I don't know, just fell back into place. Yeah, fucking annoying, really annoying. Like 2020 was a write off of a year because of COVID, and then even for like training at home or training at a gym and everything, it was a write off because of my shoulder.
Look on the bright side, if you had to pick a few months that you were going to have out of training, it might as well have been the same few months that the gyms were shut and everything else was.
That's very true.
The day it came out, like the bad time it came out when I had to go to hospital and get it put back in for the first time. That was the day that everywhere went into lockdown. It was the Friday that everywhere was closing. So I was like, well, going to be closed for a couple of months, that's fine anyway. But then it just never ever healed.
It's funny you say that. Now my shoulder's not nothing to what you're dealing with, but I got really bad back pain. That would have been tail end of winter last year. You knows this story. And I had to go to the chiropractor. I was like, I cannot fucking stand. So I went to the chiropractor, got an adjustment made. It worked out really well. I actually stopped going afterwards because I felt though it was a bit of a con after that. But anyway, they told me that my shoulder's been out of place, they think, for over 10 years. Which is about right, because that's when I stopped playing rugby. And they say it's that much out of place, it's pretty much been dislocated for that period of time. I didn't even know you could dislocate a joint for that period of time, so
Jeez, oh.
just mental. It's not as good as yours. You're like Elastoman. You can just be like dislocate. There we go, job done. But
yeah, nah, I don't want that.
It's like a magic trick.
What's the action hero used to get? Stretch Armstrong.
Stretch Armstrong. That's better. That's a better analogy.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about was, how do you feel? And you obviously feel quite comfortable in terms of the PT side of things, the fitness and nutrition side of things, because you know your stuff around that. How do you feel about the business side and sort of the marketing? Because I suppose you're marketing the product, which is yourself, your knowledge, and sort of taking on a business from scratch. How are you feeling about that?
Winging it, really.
Marketing 101.
To be totally honest, yeah, like winging it. I mean, I've had to learn a lot of stuff that I'm still not 100% with. Like setting up an email campaign and stuff, setting up a website, and then I mean, like the real thing about it will be when gyms open and I can actually start like approaching people and trying to like build relationships there and clients and stuff that way. Obviously the online side of things, yeah, I can do that to an extent, but most people, when they're contacting trainers online, are coming to them. Like, yeah, all of the clients that I've trained online so far are people that have come to me, and once I'm able to actually do more exercises with my shoulder, and be able to then like record videos and whatnot of exercises, I'll then be able to promote more that side of it, through like the recovery from surgery and stuff, and my shoulder being a complete sack of shit for most of 2020. Most of what my social media side of things has been is like focusing on your mindset and your habits and things that you can control. Like I've not been able to train and stuff. Like I just as I was getting into training before I first dislocated my shoulder, I was starting to like I started to see like muscle and stuff growing and starting to build in size, and then just dislocation after dislocation. So I've basically watched myself just waste away back to like a little skinny shrimp. But it's just focusing on what I can control, which has been like learning and actually getting stuff set up for like the business, like a website, and trying to start social media and build that up and stuff. And even social media, like even though it's like our generation and we should know social media, like just posting and editing shit on Instagram, like the reels on Instagram and effects and stuff on stories and whatnot, like it's complete and utter gobbledygook to me.
Oh, it's insane.
Learning all of that as well, like it's basically my nieces and stuff would probably know better than me. If I asked them like, right, record me and then make it look like this, they would do it in like click of a finger. But yeah, I'm just winging it at the moment, and it's fun though. It's fun.
It's interesting that you're sort of taking that approach to it. Like, again, you can't do the physical side of it at the minute, so you're looking at the mental aspect to it and getting the business side of it set up, it's taking advantage of. Oh, if we're going to go with good sayings, it's pishing with the cock you've got. It's, you know, you can do what you have basically.
Yeah, which isn't very much at the moment, but yeah.
Do you know what's insane that you're talking about the social media piece? Like I've done marketing for jobs in the past, and I would like to think I've got a decent knowledge. I got shown yesterday. Have you ever heard of Business Suite?
Yeah, I have. I know about it. I'm looking into like using it and planning ahead and stuff to give me more time in the future. But yeah, it's
nuts. Like you open like Facebook as an example, and Facebook's such a good marketing tool, certainly for that. I don't want to say slightly older generation because it's kind of moving that way in demographic, 30 plus. So, funnily enough, our age group this year. Hey, fuck you, Ewan. Before he jumps in, but it's stuff like that. Like you think you know something like Facebook, Instagram, and then it pulls all these analytics and everything. It's like, holy shit! Yeah. The marketing capabilities of social media are insane. Like we've tried to do a bit of it with the podcast, and we've had somewhat success. But to keep on top of it, you have to be so frequent, and almost you can understand why these businesses have like someone that have a schedule for social media posts and activity. Like it's quite difficult just to say, oh, I'll go and post about this or whatever. It's it's just a minefield when you get involved with it.
Yeah. I mean, like I've not looked into it much, but I mean, the thing I'm hoping to use from it mainly in the near future is being able to plan like social media posts and stuff ahead, like basically schedule them. So I want this one to post at this time on this day, and this one to post at this time, and this is the caption, and blah 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 blah. But it's having like a library of stuff prepared already to then schedule it. And then obviously, as I said, I've got my other job at the minute as well. And then trying to develop like just my knowledge and like read and stuff as well. So yeah, I could probably focus all my non-other job time on just creating posts, but I don't want to just keep going over the same shit. Like I'm wanting to read other things to then get other ideas or ways of thinking and whatnot to then convey it in different ways or different ideas, etc. So yeah,
I think one of the things you do really well on social media from an early stage, what I've noticed, is that you don't just use your own stuff. Like you're quite honest about saying other quotes, examples that people have given. You're quite good at saying this is good practice as well, because I know, well, I don't obviously know much about PT, but I think a lot of people will push their agenda quite a lot and say this is what you should do, but I think it's so good to see that you're actually showing examples out with yourself and showing good practice, because what that also shows as well is it shows that you've done your research. You know what I mean? It shows that you have a bit more remorse and know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, just I'm sharing other people's stuff if it makes sense to me or resonates with me, then yeah, I'll share their stuff on my story and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, a lot of my posts are ideas from other people's stuff that I've seen or stuff that I've read. Like I could just go over and over. This is how you do an exercise, and these are the things you should look out for, and this is why you should exercise, and these are the benefits and stuff. But I think more people, as I said at the start, need to focus on changing above their shoulders before they could make any work on any fitness or health goal. So yeah, I'm happy to try and convey other people's ideas, because 2020 for me, I read a lot more. I first started reading again after, I don't even know, like several years of not reading a book at all, and that's probably one of my favourite things that I'm taking from 2020 is my love for reading again and learning again, really.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have, like a sort of that iterative process of constantly learning and bringing on more information. It's one of the reasons you go to a PT. You don't have the knowledge on fitness or nutrition. You go to these guys and girls, so you don't need to think. You go there for someone with the big brain, with the knowledge, can come out and tell you exactly what you're needing.
Yeah, I mean, doing the PT course for me, like it was eye opening with a lot of the things it was saying. Like I went to the gym for several years and invested in a PT like here and there. Never really enough time to properly learn. Maybe get shown some exercises and then be like, right, I know what I'm doing. I'll just go and do those exercises, and that's me. But it's everything that surrounds that. Like a PT's, as I said, a PT's not just telling you this is how you do an exercise. They're coaching you towards a goal, which is a goal for probably some other reason. Like people don't just want to lose weight. Like they want to lose weight because they are struggling to play with their kids or their grandkids, or can't walk up the street, or they're bursting out all their clothes, or I don't know, their
Can you see their cock in the shower?
Heart disease or what? Yeah, whatever. They don't feel sexy when
They're that big, they're knocking glasses of water over into their computer.
It was with my hand. It was with my fucking hand.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, most people when they're choosing to exercise or change their body, it's for some other reason. It's not just simply I'm wanting to lose weight.
Yeah.
They're wanting to lose weight for a reason, or they want to get musclier for a reason, or they want to be able to run a marathon for a reason. Like, so it's that reason that trainers can really get to the root of, and then get them there. Basically, it's accountability.
See,
but yeah, I mean, the course when I done it was eye opening for just a lot of the things. Like it goes into a lot of detail about this is how muscles work and all the chemical side of things and physiology. But a lot of the like mindset and getting different sort of learning styles depending on the client, like assessing them and focusing that type of learning for this type of person and a different type of learning for a different type of person. Yeah, that was it. That was quite eye opening. How to deal with people as well, and how to
huge element of it.
Yeah.
See, I was going to ask. I know Ewan's asked a bit about the business side. Now, this is a really difficult question, so don't worry if you can't answer. Just say I don't know yet, because for us it took us a long time to work it out, and I think it's something that comes naturally. And I don't think you've been given the full chance yet because of the COVID restrictions. But my question would be, now, like I said, if you don't know, it's fine. Why go to you? So obviously, can I say you're situated in Glasgow? Say no, and I can cut this out. Yeah. So you're situated in Glasgow. There's going to be a few PTs. Why you? Why choose you? That would be my question. What is it that you're wanting to provide? What's your brand? What's Ali Russell PT to Joe Blogs down the street, who is also a PT? I know that's really difficult to answer. If you can't, it's fine. But it's maybe something you'll come back and go, I can answer that now. This is what I fucking do.
I mean, anyone who knows me, or who has known me, knows that a brick's a brick with me. So
yeah,
if someone's saying they're wanting to lose weight, then they're deciding to drink stupid amounts every weekend and be honest enough to tell me that, which is the biggest thing with having a PT, is honesty. Like, there's got to be complete honesty with everything, really. But yeah, I'm not going to arm round the shoulder all the time and like, oh, it's all right, well, we can sort it in the future. If you're being a dick with your nutrition or you're being a dick with your training, I'm going to tell you you're being a dick. Now, I'm not. That's probably not how I come across on my social media posts and stuff, because, like I said, most people's problem is starting in the first place, and that is something that you need encouragement from and enthusiasm and whatnot. Like, let's get out of it, out of your rut and whatnot. Let's get started on working towards something. But yeah, coming to me, I care enough to tell you that you're being shite, and my clients just now would tell you that, and clients in the past would tell you that as well. But I care enough to tell you when you're being shite, and I have a passion for learning and teaching. So yeah.
The fact that you know at this stage puts you in good stead for the future, in my opinion. I don't know, Ewan, if you want to cut in or interject or.
I
mean, I'm under no illusion. Like, my values and stuff might change when I start dealing with people more in person and whatnot. But at the moment, not just like clients, like just pals and people in general, like, will tell you that I'm very plain spoken. I don't sugarcoat shite, basically. So yeah, I'm not going to change, and I don't expect everyone to like it or like me, and that's fine.
I mean, see, other than seeing a PT on social media, for what I know is normally if you contact a PT and you're considering going with them for a program, you would go and meet them for an hour to sort of discuss all this stuff. Now, I've known Ali for about, what are we on now, 52 minutes. If you didn't include the time we were trying to help Craig when he flooded his computer, about 50 minutes, and I feel like I've got quite a good read of Ali so far, and I've only met him for an hour, which typically is what someone would get meeting a PT for the first time. And I've completely got that impression from you that you're just straight shooting, and I think, like you said, it's a
shoot him, McGavin.
We'll add gun effects in there in the video. And like you said, it starts with your head and having that motivation. If you're honest with a PT, then they can tell you what you need to hear or what you need to do to sort of deal with your situation. And you seem agile enough to adapt when you're still reading, still improving your knowledge. If somebody came into you saying, I'm really into fencing, I need a program to help strengthen my body for fencing, I'm confident you would be able to go away, look that up, and then within a couple of weeks you'd develop me a program for that, you know?
Another quote, go and fucking learn fencing.
Well, it's not that. It's like you would research fencing, you would see what kind of muscles are used, you would see what exercise you need, because from experience, that's what good PTs do. And I know Ali's big on increasing his knowledge here. He seems dead agile, adaptable. As you said, Craig, he's quite happy to take ideas and apply them. One
other big thing that Ali's not actually touched on, and this is from personal experience, obviously we grew up being best mates, and one of the best qualities of Ali, which I can see portraying over to a PT position, is that you can't hide fucking anything from him. Like, there is no poker face with Ali. Like, I would never play poker with Ali, for example, because he can call anybody's fucking bluff. So you can come in and go, how's things, mate, what's happening? Yeah, I'm fine. And then he'd be like, right, what is it? And then he'd be like, nothing, it's fine, don't get into it. And he'd be able to digest and pick it from you and be like, this is the issue. This is the issue, how do we solve it? And it doesn't matter what the situation is, he would always get to that point. And it's the same thing if you've got a PT that you come in, you go, oh, how's your dietary plan going? How's your calorie count? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, tell me about it. Right, okay. What's your plan for tomorrow? It's not the case of yes or no. It's all these open questions, and he will get to the point. So
that's what you want. That's
what you
want from
exactly.
a PT, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I have been called peer pressure before.
I will have no comment on that.
I mean, honestly, you need to be honest with a PT, otherwise you're just throwing your money away, basically. I had a guy still training him actually. Who for like the first month was saying he was hitting his nutrition and he was doing his 10,000 steps and got his calories and stuff under control, and like his weight never shifted at all. I think it went up a little bit. Then I think I set him up with something like a steps tracker or something, so he had to fill in a spreadsheet every day to say what steps he'd done or something, just to give him a little bit more accountability. Saying he was doing all these steps and counting everything, and his weight still didn't go down after the second month, and I just basically had to like pull him up, like, mate, just be honest, like, are you tracking everything? What are you doing at the weekend? What's happening? This is during lockdown and everything. And he's like, oh yeah, I track everything like during the week when I'm working, and then at the weekend I'm drinking and I don't really track much and reward myself. And I'm like, well, no, like the weekend is like 25, 30% of the week. It's like, it's over a quarter of the week. So if you're doing it during the week and then rewarding yourself by passing it all up the wall at the weekend, you're
What's
just
the point?
starting. You're basically maintaining. You're not losing weight. You're sticking at the same weight, or depending on how bad the hangover and stuff is and how much you want to eat the next day, etc. You might even be getting worse. So yeah, I just have to pull them up. Like, just tell me, like, are you actually doing what you're saying you're doing, or are you just chatting shite? He's like, oh no, I'm not doing it every day. And then it's having that open, honest conversation. Like, you're the one that wants to go on a diet, like, or go on a training plan and stuff. So if you do, then do it, but don't say you're doing stuff when you're not doing stuff, and don't say you aren't doing stuff when you are. Like, if you're drinking, then tell me you're drinking, or if you're having blowout days, then tell me about these and we can work on why it's happening, how to tackle them, whether you need to change an environment or just tell people. Maybe it's your friend group who all like to drink, even if it's over Zoom or whatever. It's maybe just saying to them, look lads, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm not going to be drinking, or I'm only going to be having a couple of drinks or whatever. So yeah, it's getting support network and being completely honest. But yeah,
it's you get out what you put in. The more honest you are, and the more you're committed to it, the better results you'll get. It's just one of the things.
Yeah. I think this has been an awesome interview, and I love the fact that it's been not just about do A, B, and C. It's the whole mentality about it and planning. Like you said, the great analogy that you used is the hardest step is obviously that step out the door, which I know is used a lot, but you actually broke down and made sense of that, which is really cool.
Couch to 5k, couch to door. I like that.
Couch to door. Sorry, yeah, that was the better version of it. Ewan, I don't know if you've got anything you want to ask Ali or touch on.
No, I'm happy with that. I mean, there's not a single thing I disagree with. I completely agree with it, and I'm completely confident that if we were to revisit this exact topic in a year with Ali, he's assuming lockdown finishes in the next year. He's going to be running a successful business, and there's going to be loads of hench as fuck guys and girls walking out his gym, if that's what you're going for.
I actually have one.
Whatever. Lord Soulmore.
I do have one favour, Ali. Socials. Where can people find you if they're maybe interested in that sort of area, looking for making a big change in their life? Where can they find you? What's the best way to contact you?
Insta or Facebook, Ali Russell PT, and my website, alirussellpt.com. I think it's got my phone number on it too. So yeah, I've got an app as well to train people online. And if they're in the local area, then can train face to face when restrictions allow.
Awesome. This is where I get to do magical editing. So socials here, and here. And what we'll do is in the episode, we'll put. I think you've got a Linktree account as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll share that in the episode as well, so people can find you direct.
If you're just listening to an audio version, that'll be in the description somewhere.
Yeah. I get carried away with these because the video side's so new to us. Every episode, I'm like, we'll put this in here, and then I'm like, for someone listening on Spotify, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? They don't get to see my jazz hands and being like, woo! But
Elevator music.
but no, mate, it's been awesome having you. It's great to see you as well. It's been far too long. Ewan,
Perfect. I'm happy with that. Cheers for joining us, Ali. That's been really interesting. I've enjoyed that.
No worries. Take care.
You
brilliant.
too, man. You too. Hopefully, next time we speak, there's no technical issues and everything's running smoothly again.
Fingers.
Yeah, and everyone, we can maybe even do it in person.
I know that'd be
We
good
could.
because we've all got mics that work omnidirectional. Now I know what that means, and we could all be in one place. We could all be sitting having something to eat or drink when we're doing it, or all around a table. It'd be mad.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But for anyone who's listened, thank you very much for tuning into the Time In podcast, and please make sure to check out Ali Russell PT on the socials that we've discussed and that's in the description. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Peace. Bye.
Ali, have you got any inspirational quotes?
Push harder than yesterday if you want a different tomorrow, unless you shat your pants yesterday.